Welcome to NBA 2K25 Deep Dives. Gonna be breaking down dunking right now, the best animations for different modes and different players, and your best play style, and how you're gonna get the best value out of the game. We're gonna dive into it deep. So lock in, it's going down right now. First things first that I want to say is I do have a mechanics guide. So if you're looking for that, go check that out. And we just did the layup package as well, which is going to help you with your dunks because Euro steps, spins, and hop steps all are within your layup package. So it's important to use those as well. Remember, it's not just about these dunks. Okay? But we're going to get into these dunks. We're going to talk about the different versions and all the things that you can get going forward. So lock in for that as we proceed. So, first things first, I want to just take a moment to show you the dunk style creator. This is going to determine what you're going to do. If you don't know that in a quick tutorial, basically, you meet the requirements for these dunks. For example, it says vertical 75 and then driving dunk 87. I meet the requirements for the pro, so I'm going to throw that on. Now, what this does is lets me do contact dunks. We talked about the meter dunks and how to do them. We're not going to get too deep. I would assume y'all know what y'all doing if y'all in here already. You watched the first two videos, and this is going to be the guide for the third. And so make sure you hold it down. And by the way, we got giveaways. I forgot. Go check that out. Another extra reminder. Go check out the giveaways. We got free VC and the full game code in the channel right now. So for you guys, peace and love for that. All right, so let's get into it. So first things first, meet the requirements for specific dunks. If you need it, if you have the game, you can check this out yourself. We're not going to sit here and give you the requirements for everything. Pretty straightforward. All right, me on this specific build I got, it's a one-on-one court, and all I need is pro dunks for my 6-6 build. Okay, but we're going to get into all of these when it comes to what you should be using and not using. The one thing I want to start off with is two-footed dunks aren't always efficient. And the first thing I want to try to teach you is why are they not efficient? Well, there's a certain amount of blocking that could happen. Okay, depending on which dunk you're doing, you can easily get blocked and it's not good. Let's just go with some flashy dunks so you can see what I mean. If we do this between the legs, right as it gets between the legs, someone could be right behind me and strip the ball without them even having a good block. If they're just pressing my body, the ball will fumble off of me and I can get an error there. So it's not always good to rely on that type of thing. Okay, and be careful. So another example is this lean dunk. Yeah, it looks amazing and it's fun to do if you're just playing in the park and you just want to have some fun, and you can make a package with these flashy dunks and throw it on if you're just with your friends and or with randoms and you just want to show off and make some clips. But the truth is that's going to get blocked. So it isn't necessarily the best value. And so first tip is if you're just having fun, throw on all the flashy, all the city dunks, make it crazy. It's a good time. Don't get it twisted. It's a good time. So have fun with it. Do it. Let's enjoy ourselves, first of all. But I do want to talk about competitive and I do want to try to teach. So lock in for that. And so we're going to start zooming in on these dunks and giving you a preview of why they're selected and why they're not selected, and where you can go from there. So we're going to start off with the off 1 foot. Why? Because you could see how fast that I can dunk these ball. So an example, that dunk right there will get blocked because I'm holding it all the way to, it's like, here, take it from me. It's like I'm giving them the ball before I go. Now let's just say I did this one where I do a straightforward dunk. That's the type of dunk I want to get because it's very fast. It's straight to the rim and it goes straight up. It doesn't have any extra movement for the most part, right? And so that is good. A tomahawk straight hand dunk, for an example, is super clutch in my opinion. But now if I went to the ultra, which is one that I used to love a lot, gotta be careful because I do cock it back a little extra. And that second one where I pull it down, that's the one that could get blocked. But the one that I do holding up like this is perfect. And this is the thing. Y'all need to learn the mechanics and understand that it's really up to you to know how to trigger these. And I have the video guide for that, how to trigger certain dunks. And maybe I'll showcase some more right now, guys. But this is super critical. A lot of you guys pressing square or X on the Xbox to dunk when you should be using the right stick. Okay. And so now we're going to get into the important stuff and the type of dunks that you want. I'm going to go ahead and surprise you guys. All right. This boy Kevin right here, I love his dunks. You can see he doesn't have a lot of slowdown on his dunks, except that one right there. And then, I'm sorry, you know, he's not the best, but it's a good example of like when they're slowing down at the end, they're gonna get blocked. Okay. And so Anthony Edwards, for example, very aggressive, very fast for the most part. Look at this. Bang. One after another. Bang. And it's not nothing crazy, just straightforward dunks. And most of these are hard to block except the ones that he cocks back and gets a little too aggressive with. But that's the type of dunks you want to equip if you're competitive and you're trying to just win. And it's not about flashiness. It's not about showboating or doing something outrageous that's insane. As we know, we've used LeBron James. If you don't know, if you haven't watched me last year, but LeBron James for the tomahawk, that right there from the free throw line, you're able to get a crazy dunk for very cheap value, and it's super clutch in my opinion. And so having LeBron alone is going to get you the dunk you need because you're going to hold the right stick to the right as you go up and just do that tomahawk dunk every single time. Okay. Now this is the guy that I actually wanted to talk to you guys about. There was a quick drops off one mechanic that's been deleted and now it's back in the game somewhat. There it is right there. Jalen Johnson, I'm starting a revolution. All right. So from the free throw line, you can do this double-handed, which is the most protected dunk, hard to block dunk. It's like a double pump, but he does it from the free throw line. It's pretty fast. It's not glitchy the way it used to be, but I can do that and protect the ball from all sides and try to get it straight forward instead of doing the tomahawk ones. But he has a package that I'm going to put on only and test this out even more. I've been using it and loving it, but I want to test this out even more and have a full experience with it as we go forward. There's a lot of new players that you can look into. And again, the main thing you want to pay attention to is that tomahawk quick speed dunk right there. You see how fast it's going for the most part. Those are really good. Those are really, really good. And that's the type of thing you want. There's not a lot of requirements for this, right? You need a 55 standing dunk to do some of his dunks here. I love it. I think it's going to be a good one to add to your bag. Personally, I recommend trying Trey. Okay. And then another new one, and we're going to get into some of the older ones, don't worry. Another new one here that has some decent packages if you're doing the two-handed versions. You can see even the tomahawk one is very nice. This is another decent one that personally I like. And again, it requires standing dunk for some of these. And honestly, you should try them out. Now we're going to talk about Westbrook. I used to use Westbrook a lot, but because he has a tomahawk aggressive dunk, but some of his other dunks are no good. Okay. Some of them are a little slow and they don't feel the best. And they've changed it this year and they made it more aggressive. And so if you can reach the requirements for this at a 93, it is super valuable. Okay, so check it out and see if it fits your build and put this on your playstyle. Sure, 100%. Something I'm personally always loving. And from there, we're going to get into some of the traditional ones that we talk about, like for big men and things like that. There's a lot of different play styles. Ja Morant, for example, let's talk about small men. Ja Morant, super aggressive, but it's super fast on a lot of his dunks. He doesn't slow down much, so you can do it, but he does have some flashiness to it. For example, the back scratcher right there. Some of that stuff is too dangerous to do when you're trying to compete, but again, just depends on what you want to do. Personally, I love the Kobe for this right there. That reverse dunk is the reason I put on the Kobe, because if you're in the corner and you're driving, you can get this baseline reverse, and it makes defenders not block you because they're focused on stopping the front of the rim, not the back side. So you're able to get that and really do some special things. I want to kind of just talk about some of these dunks that I've been testing as well, like Jaylen Brown. He's super nice with it. Has some of the highest dunks in the 2K rating. So I look at that as a factor as well. It's very low in this game. It's 87, but his dunks are really, really good for the most part, except the long cockback on one of them. But a lot of these are quick, easy, straightforward. Again, you're trying to win, you're trying to score quick, trying not to get blocked. This is just as important to go. If you're smaller and you want to have some decent dunks, I like Fox. Fox dribbles are incredible, but his dunking is even better. For a short guy, under 6'5", you should be able to put that on and go from there. I've always talked about like having Shaquille O'Neal dunks in there for his standing dunks. And I do believe if you're a big man, you want to throw on all the big men, whether it's Karl Anthony Towns, Shaquille, trying to get those two-hand dunks are very critical. And let's check out JaVale McGee here. You can see he did that Euro step dunk. Got the standing dunk. Very good. They got high requirements. Don't get it twisted, but they're useful and they're going to help you dominate. Right? So do that. And then Dwight Howard, another standing dunk player for the big man, that is super critical. Then we're going to take a pause from some of that and then get into other aspects like these standing dunks, for example. Personally, with a 40, you're going to dunk comfortably. Okay, guys? It's all you need if you're like a small guard and you can get it. It's very cheap. Why not? And then you're able to dunk. I do two-hand dunks because it's the safest and the most efficient. Now, honestly speaking, these higher level ones that are going to cost you 80 standing dunk, if you're a big man, you should have that automatically. But if you have what it takes to get to there, yeah, for sure. But don't waste all your badges if you don't. Because this year's dunking is pretty decent. Still going to be able to dominate in there if you have decent standing dunks. So lock in. I like the elites at 70, 65, but again, if you can't afford it, just stick with the 40. Contact dunks is always good to have. So if you can meet the requirements, always get it. But don't waste the build just to get this is the main tip. That's for all of these right here. Don't waste a build just to get this. Unless that's what the build is built around. If you're just really trying to be a finisher, elite dunks are crazy, but it's a 99 driving dunk. You got to mean it. You got to really want it, So it's a choice. Make a choice, Decide what you want to do. But personally, I'm comfortable with having pro. I'd still dunk on everybody pretty easily. And then if I was to talk about like what I want to do with my dunks and what specific dunks I'm going to put on, and what is best for this play style. And again, just tomahawks right here, number one. Everything else is a choice. A lot of people like the back scratcher. It's a straightforward dunk. You can see like very hard to block for the most part, unless you do the one that really scratches your back. Athletic off one is okay as well and decent. Then I actually used to like hang here as well. And that's pretty much it for those. Quick, if we remember these right here, the quick drop, the original has been removed, but this one is pretty decent. Again, the back scratcher stuff, I hate it, but you can check it out for yourself and see what you got going on. But yeah, I've been testing these for a week now and trying to get you guys the best possible ones in the game. Help you decide what you want to do with your dunks. So feel free to make the right choice and pick something that you feel comfortable with and whatever you're feeling. Again, Jaylen Johnson, man. He has some special dunks. And, you know, this build isn't made for that, but we've tested it thoroughly. So don't worry. I promise you, Jalen Johnson, if you have the requirements for it, you're going to have a good time dunking with his package. And again, you're going to make a full package and then go equipping them in here. Okay. So lock in and make it do what it do, baby. Yeah. So I hope some of this guide helped you guys pick your your dunk packages on what you need and go from there. We do have the mechanics on how to use this stuff and trigger them video. And then we also have the layup packages, which helps with your Euros and all that. So make sure you check that out. Also, check out the giveaway, man. I want to hook you guys up with the full game if you don't have it. And then VC if you do have it as well in the channel. So make sure you lock in for that. We're going to have a great year. Very exciting times to vibe out to this game. So go check out that next video. We're going to be continuing our breakdowns. I got a lot of dribble mechanics and some shooting ones coming. So check those out as well, man. I appreciate y'all time, y'all energy. Y'all stay safe, stay blessed. Peace.